Welcome guys to another episode of Boom Arena. Today we're gonna be continuing to analyze the decks of top 10 finishers in a recent season, and today we're gonna be analyzing the most used deck of SSBM Ninja, who finished at the 5th place on the leaderboards. And to my surprise, his most used deck was the Spell Cycle deck. So I'm gonna just play some games today, try to talk how to think while playing this deck, and hopefully guys will enjoy this video and consider maybe leaving a like, maybe a comment. I'm not suggesting anything to be completely fair. I'm totally unbiased and I don't receive the validation out of your attention, but you might leave that. I have no problem with that. Anyway, we're gonna start things up against these apes, and unfortunately we are not gonna be receiving Rolling Steel as I predicted. It would have been a way better spell of choice, but we're gonna be able to defend easily. We have used 10 mana, he has used 9, but we've defended perfectly and we've forced some respawns, so it's usually nice to see that. This deck will be very similar in the game plan as a Steelbait, with a subtle difference. So Steelbait uses 2 win conditions, we will use only 1. So this spell cycle, or some people might say missile cycle deck, will only rely on spell damage and nothing else, which is usually not a great design of a deck, but it may work sometimes. So if our opponent won't play Necromancer here, it's gonna be absolutely fantastic, and it doesn't, so it's gonna be absolutely fantastic, like I've said previously. So the thing that you want to do with this deck is to get some damage with your spells, and basically that's the only way you will be getting damage throughout the game. So apart from that, you will have to just defend perfectly. Right now I think I'll have to use missile against these apes he's gonna play, if he's gonna play them. If he's not gonna play them, that's gonna actually make the life of ours easier. So he's gonna play Madness to make this long sword being a bigger of a threat, but we're gonna just play normal cards instead against it, and it's not gonna be that hard of a deal to defend that. We're gonna play some Cyclone. I'm not comfortable by playing Cyclone here, but at the same time he's not pressuring me very heavy. He pretty much cannot pressure me heavier than he does right now. His Necromancer, oh my god. His Necromancer won't die, which means that this hit will finish, and I'm gonna have to be playing a Phone Hat against his Machine Gun. Also, he's playing very suboptimal deck, which means that he won't be able to usually take advantage of me just throwing a spell on his tower and defending for the rest of the game. He isn't even attacking. I mean, I know for sure he is leaking mana because obviously I've played a missile for nothing, which is -6 trade, and if you're not able to be up mana after this trade, it's absolutely bad situation for him, for you. And yeah, I'm gonna just try to cycle some more cards. I'm gonna play okay, he even quit the game, which means that we're gonna be able to take this one for free. This Rolling Steel will traverse through the arena and the missile will finish things off. So the biggest thing with this deck is that you have to obviously be able to perfectly defend every single push that your opponent throws at you. So right now, okay, I won't be able to cleave both of them, but I'm gonna just be able to throw missile. And right now, if my opponent attacks me, I'll have to be able to just defend what he's thrown at me. So I'm gonna be playing this and that to kill out the Bone Blasters. And right now I'm gonna be playing Swordman, and this Swordman is very well placed because even if he kills my Swordman, I'm gonna be just playing Skeletons. And okay, I was about to say I'm gonna activating my Viking Tower, but it wasn't the case, so that's gonna wait for another time. I'm gonna get away with a pretty decent defense though, but it wasn't perfect. Like, you can see that he has the damage lead after this first play, and he's gonna even extend it. Okay, oh my god, that's a very bad position for me. I wasn't fast enough with this cyclone, and right now he's gonna be just having an advantage. So the way how to come back with this deck is very simple. I mean, it's not easy, but it's very simple. You just play your plan. That's literally all you can do. You can just play some spells like this to force out some response out of your opponent, and if there is no response, you're gonna be pretty much fine. So I'm gonna just defend with my swordman, with my archer. This swordman will be very decent at doing so, and I'm gonna use some cyclone for these cards to not get any damage. I'm gonna also play a rolling steel at the last second, so he very correctly recognizes that I don't have too much responses out against his spam, and yeah, I think that's gonna be actually very good game plan for him, because right now I don't think even I can come back to this game after the damage he has dealt. If he has any spell, I'm gonna be just dead. And even if he doesn't have spell, it's gonna be very hard for me to come back. I'm gonna play a missile right here to damage his tower, because that's frankly only thing I can do. I'm gonna try to play poison, and yeah, he's gonna be playing Dark Knight. That was pretty predictable. And after that, we're gonna just try to play some more spells, because like I've said, that's the only thing we pretty much can do. I'm gonna throw this missile at 10 mana, because if I throw it earlier, there's a risk of me getting caught with my pants down, and we obviously don't want that to happen. I'm gonna play a safety cyclone for this Phone Hat not to die. And yeah, I'm gonna just continue to spell cycle him, and there are the chances where he doesn't have a spell, because frankly he didn't show it up yet. So I'm gonna just try to take these chances. I'm gonna throw some missiles. I'm gonna sacrifice the damage on the opposite side, because that's the only way that I'm gonna be okay with mana. And right now I pretty much need 2 poisons, one of them already being down, and 1 missile to finish the game off. And unfortunately for him, I think it would have been a very nice win for him if he were to have... Okay, he's gonna actually get away with this win, because yeah, I'm not gonna be fast enough with this missile, and he's gonna actually take the win. So very good recognition out of him that I was able to get only damage via spells, and he's gonna get actually a win against me. So very nicely played, and that's the main reason why I don't like playing this deck, because you pretty much don't have any counterplay, and if you fall behind, there's pretty much nothing you can do. You can just hope that your opponent pretty much won't finish you out. So that's the basic premise of a spell cycle. It's very, like you've seen, it's very hard to come back after you fall behind, and it was pretty much complimented by my opponent that he didn't have any aggressive spells, because if he were to have any spell, even like freeze, I would be dead, because he just cycles 2 and I lose, and I don't have anything to counterplay. But he didn't, so I lost anyway, by the way. And right now I'm gonna try to go for the Viking Tower activation. It's very important one to know how to do, and I failed to do so. I'll have to get more practice with the Cyclone, because Cyclone is one of these cards that can be very huge in any situation, but can also lose you the game. Like, if I didn't have anything for that Super Ape, it would have gotten many hits on my tower. And okay, he's gonna cycle another Super Ape, and now I've come to realize I'm playing against Super Ape 2.6, so that's gonna be a very simple matchup to handle, because I actually have the advantage in this matchup for a very simple reason. He cannot he cannot counterplay my missiles. If I throw a missile right now, he pretty much will have to be forced to go all in with a gunner and things. He knows how to play at least. So, but my advantage is that I can always defend what he is playing. So okay, that Super Ape will get one hit though, so that's not being perfect. But I'm back to a Phone Hut and my missile did more damage than his Super Ape. So he should realize that he cannot break through with only Super Apes. He will have to start throwing spells at some point when his Super Apes fail to break through. And yeah, he's gonna be playing a Ice Tiny, which is nice play. He should be playing Super Ape right now, but he's not playing it, which is very concerning. He should be right now playing a Flying Bomb against this one. Okay, he even delayed that, which is very high tier move. I didn't realize that, but right now I couldn't pretty much counterplay his Super Ape, and that's why he pretty much got away with a very bizarre attack. So I'm gonna play Missile. He cannot play Super Ape right now, he has to build himself an advantage and he knows that, because the most important thing for him is to get my Phone Hut out of cycle and then hit as hard as possible against my weak tower. Okay, he throws a spell which is usually not a good sign for him. I'm gonna be throwing the missile. I'm gonna be preparing for his Super Ape to come, and here it is. I'm gonna actually be back to another building, which is very nice for me, and I'm gonna be actually even able to play some spells. He's gonna be trying to cycle back to another Super Ape, which is, like I said, very high tier move of him, and right now he's officially outcycled my Phone Hut. I'm gonna defend this one, but the next defense will be I'll be forced to defend without a Phone Hut, so I'm gonna probably go for another Viking Tower activation. Okay, he's gonna actually do a push thing, which makes the activation impossible. I'm gonna take 2 hits, which is very sucks. But it won't matter because I'm gonna play some missile and he won't be able to get this damage back. So against Super Ape 2.6 you will be having a very comfortable advantage. Even after this fail Viking Tower, which should land, well, you can even fail that and win this one. So this was very clearly my matchup, and there you have it guys, how to play it. And that's pretty much how to play the deck of top 5 player in the world. Obviously this deck requires a lot of skill because any slip up this time will result in this loss. Like you've seen in the game number 2, it wasn't very comfortable for me taking that, but my opponent surprisingly recognized my cycle, recognized my weaknesses. He knew I was low on mana and absolutely punished it. So that's how you always want to play against spell cycle, because if you allow them to stabilize, they will probably just kill you by throwing spells, and it feels like a very bad thing to lose just to someone throwing spells. So I don't think this deck is very strong, but it can be tricky to play against, and that's why it's probably on this list. And that's gonna be it for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of Boom Arena, some gameplays, I'm explaining blah blah blah. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more content like this in the future, and what can I say more? I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode of Boom Arena.